So we finally gotten some sun here in New York City. If you guys, this is a message for the chosen ones, but it's also a message for the collective. So if you like what you're hearing in this video, please like and share this video, because in the future, this right here will be headquarters for everybody, for all of the chosen ones. This will be headquarters. And I know that sounds bold and arrogant, but it's really not. It's the truth. Here's what I have to say about the sun, though. They're rationing out the sun to us, guys. And this right here is happening all over the world, with the exception of Africa. But they are rationing out the sun, and they've been doing it since COVID. But in the last year or two, they've really amped up, with the chemtrails. Like, people started to complain, and they started to do the chemtrails at night. And so a lot of us were waking up like to these London fog days, hazy days where we're not getting any sun. And the sun gives us energy. We get our energy from the sun. The plants, the water, everything gets energy and frequency from the sun. And if they're blotting out the sun with these clouds, and they're telling you they're doing cloud seeding for rain, listen, God doesn't need any help with the elements. God has been doing this right here for billions and billions and trillions and God knows how long, until infinity years, doing this right here. He does not need man's help, especially men that are inept. You can't even help your own society right here. So how are you going to jump from here all the way to doing shit with the sun? It's just demonic to me, is what it is. So you guys need to be well aware that they are. If you feel like your energy is being drained, if you feel like that you're tired all the time, you're feeling lethargic and all of those things, it's because they're blotting out the sun. You're not getting enough vitamin D. And believe me when I tell you this, we are the vessel. So if your vessel is struggling right now, imagine what's happening to the trees, the birds, and all of that stuff. Remember, you guys saw those videos with birds just like falling out of the sky? That was because of a lack of oxygen. I don't know how much more proof that you guys need that we're in a very destructive time and man has turned tyrannical. I don't know what else you guys need. Like, what other proof do you need? As if that jab wasn't enough to teach you all and let you guys know what side of the fence you're on. My whole thing is that you don't want these people to get such a head start on you, and they already have you by leaps and bounds in this I want to say this apocalyptic type situation. So time is of the essence, is the bottom line here. Time is of the essence, because right now, like, there's so much bombardment, that there's so many things, bombardment that is coming out, and so many distractions, and so many things to keep you fear-based. And if these people can keep you in a state of fear, or in a state of survival, you would not have time to reach out to the Most High God and communicate and meditate and live the life in which we as humans were put here to live. And that was in sync with God and with the elements and with the environment. And right now, the environment is being tampered with. The elements are being tampered with. So there's a lot. Here's what I'm saying. If you have children or grandchildren, you want them to have an amazing future. And the only way they can have an amazing future is that you start to stand up right now to make sure that that's ensured. Drop these political parties, okay? Because right now, we don't know what side of the fence they're on, okay? This is about self-preservation. It's about saving your families and not waiting for the big bad government to come in and save your families. Because if you pay close attention to the government, they're really, really, really out to not help you to elevate. How's that? I mean, this is really serious business. If you're feeling tired and lethargic, you're not getting enough sun. And if you're not getting enough sun, you're not getting enough energy. Okay? And we need that to survive with. And they've been doing this now for, here, let me show you my little baby. Hey, look. In any case, if they're not doing it, then you're not getting enough oxygen. And if you think that you're feeling this way now, imagine if they do this for another year, 2, 3, 4 years. I'm not even going to say 4 years, because this right here, once you're oxygen deprived, you're only going to get weaker and weaker. Okay, you're only going to get weaker and weaker, and then you have nothing to fight with. This is serious business. I don't know what else to say. There's a lot of shit that's going on, and you people, I don't know. You're listening to these news people, and they're all on one accord. You're listening to these Hollywood folks, and you're listening to all of these people who actually they're operatives of the devil, including your pastors. You know, here's what I want to say. Jesus rarely ever stepped into a temple. Jesus was a street preacher, and he was a soldier. Jesus met people out in the streets where they were suffering. For him, going into the churches and the temples were where the rich men lived. And he didn't cater to those people. He catered to the poor. He walked every day for miles and miles and miles out to reach poor people. Not upperclassmen, not walking into some luxurious temple that poor people couldn't walk into. So you have to understand, you're dealing with Masonry. You're dealing with the Illuminati. You're dealing with people who've actually tampered with the Bible. People who've actually removed information, crucial information from the Bible. I would suggest that when you read the Bible, please pray and meditate for discernment. Because everything that we've been taught, we're realizing today that it's not what it is. Okay? And I'll give you some examples. In the 1950s and 60s, you have people who actually were put into crazy houses when they talked about aliens. And now look, your government is actually doing congressional hearings on aliens. A congressional hearing alone tells me that aliens are real. And then for all of you people who are out here running around and you're saying that people who have gifts, like the ability to see things and see things from a higher perspective, that that's some kind of witchery or witchcraft. But yet, people are going into churches and giving all of their energy to the pastor and his wife. That energy doesn't come back into the community. That energy is used to make a lot of these pastors and these holy people very, very rich. See, this is about energy harvesting. So it's time to rethink our position on things and really get in tune with nature. And I would do that by grounding myself. You know, get out there and ground yourself. This video is about to come to an end. Please like and share this video. For TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. Thank you all for your time.